Jamuna tira banachari. Jamuna tira banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yasodhanandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Yamuna Tira Banachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Muswatmanamangsa Paribrajagacharya Sattvaresvara Smadhati Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Bhagavati Jaya Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Ki Jaya Ramacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Jaya Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jaya Sri Sri Radha Krishna Bhog Gopinath Sam Khund Radha Khund Giri Godhan Ki Jaya Vrindavan Dham Ki Jaya Navadvip Dham Ki Jaya Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Jamuna Mai Ki Jai, Guru Dwarka Dham Ki Jai, Swami Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the Assembly. All glories to the Assembly. Thank you very much.
All glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept the humble obeisances. All glories to Jagat Krishna Prabhupada. All glories to our dear spirit for today. His grace, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Haribo.
Thank you so much to have your association today.
Yeah, I think the last few times we missed, but
yeah, you see, it's always very painful for us to schedule you to speak in the sense that the time is very wicked. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, your time. My goodness.
It's all right.
So again and again, our humblest apologies to you for asking you to render the service.
We should be ready to talk about Krishna anytime. I mean, Srila Prabhupada stayed up all night translating Bhagavatam, you know.
Well.
Because of him, we can talk about Krishna middle of the night. How fortunate we are.
Well,
yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, all right, Salika Prabhu, do you want me to share the screen, or you can share?
If you want,
yeah, because I haven't got the.
You can share if you want, or if you
all
want
right,
equally do
right.
that.
Let me share. I think I have it. Yeah. All right. Sorry. Okay, Prabhu, we have the verse on the screen.
Okay. I have to read it, or
Maybe if you just offer your pranams, do a short invocation, and then
okay.
we may not respond back when you chanted the sloka.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're going to bring it up? I can't bring it up. Oh, yeah. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 13, verse 50, the last verse of the chapter. Konam loke purushartha sarvet pura kathanam bhagavat katha shudham hapiya karnanjalibhir bhavapaham aho virachata vina naretaram kahu nama indeed loke in the world, purusha artha goal of life, Sharavit, one who knows the essence of, Pura Kathanam, of all past histories, Bhagavat, regarding the personality of Godhead, Katha Sudham, the nectar of the narrations about the personality of Godhead, Apiya, by drinking, Karna Anjali Bhi, by oral reception, Baba Apaham, that which kills all material pangs. Aho, alas, Virajyata could refuse, Vina, except, Nara Itaram, other than the human being. Translation. Who, other than one who is not a human being, can exist in this world and not be interested in the ultimate goal of life? Who can refuse the nectar of narrations about the personality of Godhead's activities, which by itself can deliver one from all material pangs? Purport. The narrations of the activities of the personality of Godhead is like a constant flow of nectar. No one can refuse to drink such nectar except one who is not a human being. Devotional service to the Lord is the highest goal of life for every human being, and such devotional service begins by hearing about the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Only an animal or a man who is almost an animal in behavior can refuse to take on interest in hearing the transcendental message of the Lord. There are many books of stories and histories in the world, but except for the historians of narrations on the topics of the personality of Godhead, none are capable of diminishing the burden of material pangs. Therefore, one who is serious about eliminating material existence must chant and hear of the transcendental activities of the personality of Godhead. Otherwise, one must be compared to the non-humans. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta Purport, the third canto, 13th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled The Appearance of Lord Varaha. Hare Krishna. Yeah, this is such a wonderful chapter it was. We had a Harinam last night in the streets of Melbourne. We have Harinam every Tuesday and Friday. So I was just relating how Krishna consciousness, such a nectarian process, like it is mentioned in this purport. The glory is the holy name is the glories of the holy name of Krishna. He is explaining this purport is the process for eliminating material pangs of material miseries, sufferings. Material world is a place of misery. Dukhalayam satsatam abramabhamana loka punaravartinarjuna. Krishna says from the highest planet in the heavenly planets down in the material world, all are places of miseries. So the only way to eliminate miseries is by glorifying Krishna, by talking about Krishna, narrations, the stories of Krishna, Krishna's pastimes and activities of the Lord. It's the only process. People can have so many different methods, but actually the main process, Srila Prabhupada is giving the purport. In the whole world, we can be happy. This is the process to be happy by glorifying Krishna. Someone may say, oh, that's so easy. How can you talk about God and the whole world can be happy and peaceful? But whatever Krishna says, it is the perfect process. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam. The process of spiritual realization, the transcendental process of devotional service mentioned in the purport, is the only process, because why would Krishna give this process devotional service? So human beings, we make one a human being when we can understand this simple process, that the process of serving the Lord. Everybody wants to serve. That is the natural tendency, is to serve. Like Prabhupada always mentioned, if we don't serve, if we don't serve God, then we are serving God's nature, material nature. We're serving the material world. We're serving ourselves. We're serving our family. We're serving our country. So that service is always there in us. We're born with it. You can't take the service away. Jive Swarupai Krishna Nitadas. Where our constitution is to be servant of Jive Krishna Nitadas, the servant of Krishna. We are serving all these things, all the family members, we are serving the world, but we're not happy because we are missing that Krishna. So the whole process of Krishna consciousness, which Srila Prabhupada gave us, is to connect with Krishna through devotional service. It's not just a talk. Anyone can talk about philosophical process and philosophical discussions, but unless we can connect with Krishna through service, devotional service mentioned here. Devotional service is the key process in our activities. Even Srila Prabhupada didn't want us to, go to Radha Kund or go to even the holy places, even though it's mentioned. He wanted us to do service in our temples, wherever we are. Because the way to connect to Krishna is through the service, the process of bhakti yoga, devotional service. There's different types of yogas. The process of meditation, and go to the Himalayas, the process of karma yoga, dana yoga, jnana yoga. But this is not even a karma yoga even. But karma means activities that's pertaining to Krishna. Then it becomes Krishna karma, devotional service. So if the human being, they do not have affinity, desire to even know who God is and to serve him, like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says, human beings should know me and how to serve me and come back to me. So that's the whole process of Bhagavad Gita. The whole process of Bhagavatam is to introduce the Krishna consciousness through the glories of Krishna, who Krishna is, how to serve him, that beautiful Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like if we don't know someone, how are we going to serve him? As simple as that. So if we can know Krishna through the Bhagavatam, then we can understand his activities and glorify him, that is, and then serve him through different methods of services, preaching Krishna consciousness, going out in the street, book distribution, meeting people, even at the temple. Our temple is not just temple for us to just just only chant Hare Krishna. It's a place for to give Krishna consciousness to others. That's the meaning of a temple. So when people come, they see the beautiful deity, they see the devotees, beautiful devotees happy devotees who give them Krishna consciousness, and then they taste prasadam, and they become attracted to Krishna consciousness. That's the whole idea of giving Krishna consciousness. How we dress, how we talk to one another, amongst ourselves. Then we go out, people see, wow, these Hare Krishna people are they're so ecstatic. I want to be like them. When Srila Prabhupada, in the beginning in America, we used to go Harinam every day. That was the only service. All over the world, UK, wherever the Hare Krishna temples were. And in those days, this basis of our movement was to go out in Harinam. And people saw, that's how people become devotees. They say, oh, I saw the Hare Krishnas. Sometimes we go out on the street, people say, oh, where are you with these guys? We haven't seen you for a long time. We used to see you in the 70s and 80s. We used to see you all the time in the street. So our temple, it's everywhere, not just at the temple, but we bring the temple onto the street to the people. Srila Prabhupada said, I have not left Vrindavan. I have brought Vrindavan to New York. So wherever we are, we have to disseminate, we have to spread Krishna consciousness, because devotees are like book Bhagavata. They are so enlivening that's what Sangha means, associated devotees who can give us that Shakti, spiritual enlightenment. Devotees has the special aura around us. They can spread their blessing onto others. Like if you meet Indian people, they always say, oh, Swamiji, oh, Hare Krishna, Hare Bol, can you bless me? Can you bless us? Asirvad do, Asirvad. They always say like this. Because they know devotees are connection with Krishna, and they have the power to give that blessing. They don't ask that to anybody in the street except devotees, because they know that devotees, we carry that message of Krishna. We carry the glories of Krishna. We follow the instruction of the spiritual master. We have the power. It's not us. It's Krishna working through us. But we have to connect with Krishna to be able to bless others. When the spiritual master gets the glories, like we offer prayers to the Guru Puja, we offer them glories, Vyasa Puja, but the spiritual master thinking, I am the servant of my Guru. He's thinking, I'm the servant of my Guru. So ultimately the glories is given back to Krishna, where it's all coming from. But because the spiritual master is perfect in his service to Krishna, he is perfected. He is a perfect Vaishnava of a perfect disciple of his Guru. He is eligible to be worshipped like God. Like Prabhupada said, I'm not God, but I'm the representative of God. My disciples offering me such respect, I accept it on behalf of my Guru. But the Guru never even crosses his mind that I've become so important. He's thinking, I'm the servant of my Guru. I'm nothing. I'm an insignificant servant of my Guru. So that's the attitude. So human being, Prabhupada mentioned in the purport, that the human being have to come to the platform. Human being is when you can become a perfect disciple of our Guru. When we can become perfect disciple of the sadhus. When you can become perfect sadhus ourselves. When we can give up our bad habits. When we can understand Krishna consciousness to bring us that platform of at least what makes us a human being, when we can come to Krishna consciousness, when you start to think, I am not this body. I am the servant of saintly people. I am the servant of those glorifying Krishna, like those devotees in the street. They go in the books. I want to be like them. That makes them a human being. Our society today, we see all around the world, they're going animals' life. The human being proper gives the fourth principle: no meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no sex. So if we tell this to a non-devotee, especially in the Western country, they say, what's left? If you don't do those four things, there's what else is there to do? But we are giving devotional service so much higher than all of these material things, material enjoyment can offer. That's why in Krishna consciousness, it's so blissful. Doesn't matter who it is. We all of us in Krishna consciousness is ecstatic because it's so simple. It's not like we need to jump to the what the gopis are doing, or Krishna consciousness in a Krishna prema, love of God. We can, just by simply uttering the name of Krishna, just by sweeping the temple, just by cleaning the temple, just by doing a little bit of devotional service to Krishna, one can experience the highest love of God straight away, right in the beginning. That's why when people join the temple, they're in ecstasy, because Krishna is showering them their mercy. Because all millions of years we are suffering in the material world, different types of birth in the forms of material body. Now we can, when we as a human being take to Krishna consciousness, Krishna blesses us straight away. Boom, boom, love. He can experience love of Godhead. Krishna showers their mercy. That's why in a new devotee, when the people join, they're in ecstasy. Always they're walking around Hari Bol and say so happy. And after some time, 1 year, 2 years, and we initiated, then we have to we accept some challenges in Krishna consciousness. So their test will come. But you can see, we have to remain on that platform like we did in the beginning. It's not like we have to remember why we took up Krishna consciousness, why we accepted devotional service, why do we, in the beginning we joined the Hare Krishna movement. We took Krishna consciousness seriously because we're looking for Krishna, and we are very serious to know more about Krishna. And so this month is a very special month, month of Kartik. We're doing the Damodar, offering candles to Lord Damodar throughout all of our temples. So I'm quite busy this month, going to different homes and talking about Lord Damodar.
No good.
Pastime.
Yeah.
So
No good.
Hare Krishna. So it's a very special month, this Kartik month, because this is the Damodar Lila, Krishna's younghood, childhood pastimes are taking place this month in Vrindavan 5,000 years ago. So this is also chapter, we're completing this chapter of the activities of Varaha and other pastimes of the Lord. And Lord Varaha is another form of Krishna. Krishna has unlimited forms, unlimited pastimes in different forms that he comes as he wishes. So Krishna is unlimited. And how fortunate we are to be able to talk about Krishna as a human being, because not all human being has that fortunate to be able to talk about Krishna. Like I said in the beginning, people are talking about so many mundane subject matters. We can talk about Krishna's pastimes. And this is the way to be purified. There's no other way. Even if you chant so many different mantras, Maha Mantra is chanting the name of Krishna. The Maha Mantra is glorifying Krishna. It's also chanting Hare Krishna. Chanting Hare Krishna means when you also talk about Krishna directly and his pastimes. That's also the chanting. So if the description of Krishna is not there in the mantra, what kind of mantra is that? Or some mantra to glorify demigods, mantra to glorify, so different types of recitations. But the holy name of Krishna is the holy name of Krishna is when we can glorify Krishna's pastimes in the Leela. So just want to say a little bit about Damodar Leela. Lord Damodar, Dama Udara, is when Mother Yashoda was trying to tie the belly of Krishna. Because Mother Yashoda, she was angry at Krishna because other gopis, they complained to her that Krishna was stealing butter from their homes, the gopis' homes. So she got very upset at Krishna, but she tried to tie Krishna's belly. But it says that all the ropes in the house of Mother Yashoda could not tie the belly of Krishna. There's so much rope. Then when she was really frustrated, then Krishna allowed her to tie him. So it's mentioned that Krishna is he's watching when he sees our endeavor to serve him so intensely that Krishna allows us to be loved by his devotee, tied by Krishna's devotee's love. Bhaktam avajanati, Krishna says, through pure love that I can be conquered. So that's the proof. And our effort, our endeavor is the key to loving Krishna. It is the process to gain Krishna, to get Krishna's mercy. We have to put an effort. We have to make the connection. We have to do service, like I said. It's not simply a talk. All of our temples are there in the world. ISKCON temples is so beautiful, where people come to our temple, they get attracted, and we engage them in serving Krishna. We give them japa beads to chant. We give them service to do, clean the pot, clean the temple. Because when you clean your heart, when you clean your consciousness, then you can start to see our mistakes, our consciousness, where we at. Just like when you clean your room, where you sleep, and your house, it looks so nice. It starts to feel really good about being there. The atmosphere is very soothing. Similarly, our consciousness, when it's clean, our heart is clean, we can feel, oh yeah, the process, it becomes much more blissful. So our consciousness can be only clean through serving Krishna, through talking about Krishna. Someone may say, oh, how is that possible? That you can just talk about Krishna and your heart become cleansed. But that's how it works, because Krishna is so pure. Anything that comes in contact with Krishna, he become cleansed, just like fire. Fire, Prabhupada gives the example of the fire. When you put a rusted metal that's rotting away, when you put it in the fire, it can become just like fire, hot, red hot. Touch anything, it'll burn. So our heart, it's dirty. It's for millions of years, lifetime. So if we throw ourselves in the process of Krishna consciousness, we become like the fire. Anything that touches. That's why association of sadhu is so important, because they get purified by being with one another. This is why that's why I mentioned here, Srila Prabhupada, that we have to come at least to the platform of human being, not an animal. Animal life is, they don't have the capacity to go to the temple, to associate with devotees, to chant japa, to read Srimad Bhagavatam. Animal don't have this capacity. So what makes us as a human being is when we can do these things, spiritual activities. Otherwise, Prabhupada used to say, Dui pada pashu, two-legged animals. We have the body of human being, But our activities, if remain like animal, then just what's the difference? So we need to, as human being all over the world, Prabhupada explains the Bhagavatam, 99 of the population of the world are not interested in God because so engrossed in Maya. So Srila Prabhupada came, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, Lord Krishna came, Varahadev came to introduce Krishna consciousness through their own Leela, to attract us to come to his lotus feet, to attract us to go back to Godhead. The pastimes of Krishna is so sweet. The Damodar Leela, pastimes of Lord Damodar, the pastime of Lord Krishna is so sweet that we are getting attracted. Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill. Krishna killed so many demons. Krishna ate the mud in Vrindavan. I remember I ate mud also. Some places in Mayapur, Vrindavan, the clay tastes really good. You can't eat as a meal, but you can have a little bit of a taste. And Krishna ate clay. And the cowherd boys complained to Mother Jasoda, your son is eating clay. She got very upset. Hey, Krishna said, no, I didn't eat. So Krishna asked Mother Jasoda asked Krishna to open the mouth. And when he opened his mouth, he saw the whole universe in his mouth. So Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead, not just a small child. So, like I said, we are so fortunate to be able to talk a little bit about Krishna. So this is the whole process. Even I remember when I first joined Krishna consciousness, 1973, when I was just a small kid, I joined a Gurukul in Mayapur. And I was attracted to Krishna consciousness even at that age. I felt this is so wonderful here. I felt like I'm coming to home, my real home, when I came to the temple. Because when you were a small kid, you want to be with the parents, you want to be at home, doing your own thing. But I didn't feel that way. I joined the temple. I thought, wow, this is so good. I want to be here. I feel this temple is like my home. And there was not many Indian people. They're all, Western devotees. And even though they're very rough and very heavy, because they're just trying to give us Krishna consciousness. But I felt comfortable in that association. So we have to feel comfortable in serving Krishna. We have to develop the ruchi, taste for chanting. We have to develop taste for devotional service. We have to develop taste for associating with one another. So we have to create that spiritual atmosphere amongst ourselves. Then when we are associating with each other, we feel very comfortable and soothing. Sometimes it may not be. Sometimes it's very rough and tough. But then it's related to Krishna. We have to learn how underlying behind everything is that Krishna we're embracing with. But if we see things maturely, I'm here to enjoy my senses. I'm here to enjoy the material world. And even in Krishna consciousness, we'll not understand. The taste for service will not appear in our heart because we'll be materially contaminated. The service to Krishna becomes blocked because we're just on the surface. We have to go deep in Krishna consciousness by chanting Hare Krishna sincerely, by serving Krishna sincerely, with enthusiasm. But that comes from knowledge. We know that it's not a material things, chanting Hare Krishna. So Prabhupada used to say, chanting Hare Krishna, the more you chant, you want to chant more. It makes you chant more. So if you feel your mind not getting into it, we have to dive into deeper. Hear the holy name nicely. Whatever we do, we have to be more sincere in our effort to serve Krishna. Just like Mother Jasoda, she was getting frustrated, couldn't tie Krishna. But Krishna wanted to show her that it's not easy to tie him. He's God. Even though Mother Jasoda didn't know Krishna was God, because she was under the spell, thinking Krishna was her son, under the influence of Yoga Maya. That is completely natural because she wanted Krishna to be her son. But at the same time, Krishna was demonstrating that he's Bhagavan, he's supreme. You can't just tie him with rope. But when she was totally frustrated with all the rope in the house of Nanda Maharaj, they couldn't tie Krishna. But when she was getting so frustrated, Krishna allowed her to be tying him, because that's what it requires. Serving Krishna is when, so that frustration definition is to show our effort, our endeavor, our enthusiasm. That's why it's this very special month. We can learn from these stories. We can learn from the Leela pastimes of the gopis, the pastimes of Mother Yashoda, like Srila Prabhupada, our own spiritual master. He worked so hard. Srila Prabhupada was pure devotee of Krishna, but still he had to go through a lot of hardship because Krishna wanted to use him as an example that he didn't give up. He was determined to serve Krishna. So here, the Varaha story also, Lord Varaha, he picked up the universe from the bottom of the sea to show how powerful he is. Bhagavan, God is all powerful, almighty. Aham sarvasya prabhavo mataha sarvam pavartate. Krishna is the supreme source of everything. All material and spiritual are coming from Krishna. We are just tiny, insignificant, living entity in the material world. But if we can show that sincerity to serve Krishna, Krishna from within, Hirdasha Arjuna Shishtashi, Hirdasha Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna says, I'm sitting in the heart. He's telling Arjuna, all living entities, when people, they show their interest to serve me, to come to me, I from within will guide them to the spiritual master, to the devotees who will show them the path to come to Krishna, to come to him. So what makes one a human being when we have that that to reflect through sincerity by the mercy of the Vaishnava and the Guru. But we have to make the first step towards Krishna before they can begin to bless us. To show the path, we have to make the first step. But on the other hand, if Prabhupada's given us the process, we also need to tell others about Krishna. Zare dekha tare kaha Krishna upadesh. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, whomever you meet, tell them of Krishna. Amara ek guru haya taravai desh. Deliver this world. Become the spiritual master. Spiritual master doesn't mean we have a nice position for ourselves. Spiritual master means he is one who telling others about Krishna, making his disciples pure devotees. Is to surrender to Krishna, give Krishna consciousness to everyone, travel all over the world, preach Krishna consciousness. So that's the spiritual master. Guru haya taravaidesh. Tell others about Krishna, whomever you meet. But before we can do that, we have to be Krishna conscious ourselves. First, we have to be Krishna conscious and tell others about Krishna. Make your home Krishna conscious. Where you live, make your children Krishna conscious. Make your family Krishna conscious. Make the village you live, make them Krishna conscious. And then the whole world. It starts with yourself. It's not like our temples is just a place where we eat and sleep nicely. Of course, we be comfortable where we are, but main goal is to spread Krishna consciousness and accept some difficulty and hardship. It's not that Krishna will bless us. Krishna will bless us when he sees us accepting those hardship as mercy of Krishna. So human life is not meant to just work all day and night. If some people have a second job, they need the money, they need to support. But still, we have to balance it. We have to know what is the purpose of life. It is not simply we work, and then die at the end, and that's it. and take birth as an animal again. We have to know what's the purpose of our life, why we're existing in this world, why we came here, where we're heading, where do we go after we die. These things, when we talk about these things, this is what makes us a human being. And animals, they don't have the capacity to inquire into such philosophical talk because they simply, life is based on eating and sleeping, mating and defending. Human life is not just meant for that. We have to go beyond that. What is the purpose of life? Just like I had to get up at 2 o'clock, before 2 o'clock, get ready to speak. But I'm thinking how nectar it is to talk about Krishna in the middle of the night while everyone is sleeping. I'm the first one. I feel so blissful. So I have to get in that attitude, that mood of devotion. It begins when you can surrender to Krishna, to give up our enjoyment, material enjoyment. Krishna consciousness is always there, but because it's blocked, because due to our anarthas, material desires, deep in our heart is blocking that Krishna consciousness. So to purify the heart, purify by chanting Hare Krishna. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama Kevalam. This is the only way to purify the heart, is through chanting Hare Krishna. For in this Kali Yuga, method of chanting Hare Krishna. So I've been going around different homes this whole month, this month of Kartik, and doing Damodar talks and kirtans, and my voice is a little bit sore from Harinam last night, but still I know this body is meant for serving Krishna. Otherwise, I'm simply talking and talking. That's if it's not regarding Krishna, it's just mundane sound vibration and village talk, like Prabhupada said. So we have to utilize our body in serving Krishna. We have to utilize our senses in glorifying Krishna. That's the only way to purify the senses. We put Krishna in it. The tongue is always want to vibrate. We can talk about Krishna and take prasadam, taste the food offered to Krishna. The eyes, we always wanted to see beautiful things. We can see the beautiful form of Krishna. And the body, you can associate devotees of Krishna. With the leg, you can go to the temple, dance. With the hand, serving Krishna through different activities. So there's all these things Ambarish Maharaj says in the Bhagavatam, that we have to utilize this body in serving Krishna in every way. Otherwise, this body is going to become a material object for sense enjoyment. It's not meant to use this body for sense gratification. It's not meant for that. How much can you enjoy? How much can you eat? You're hungry again. But you can chant Hare Krishna forever. It never tires you. It never bores you. It's unlimited. Glory to Krishna is unlimited. It's unlimited bliss. Ocean of mercy, ocean of bliss. So you have to dive into it to taste that nectar of Krishna consciousness. We have to give up material enjoyment for the higher enjoyment. Vishaya vinivartante niraharasya. Niraharasya. Krishna says that to get the higher taste, they have to give up the lower taste. The higher taste that's with Krishna. Krishna is the highest, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He's not short of unhappiness. He's not short of, like in the material world, if you give away something and you have less. But the spiritual world is full of it. It's a storehouse of Krishna consciousness. Unlimited storehouse. The more you give, the more it is there. It never finishes. It's unlimited. Krishna is unlimited. Om Purnadaha Purnamadaha Purnamidam. Om Purnaha. Purna means complete. There is no shortage. We are shortage in this world because our body is temporary and limited. So anyway, this is a very nice purport. I thought something that I'm good at, talking about devotional service. So it's a really good purpose that I can speak on. So I had to stay awake to be able to speak tonight. So I'll end here if anybody has any questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, dear uncle.
Hare Krishna.
Tapasya.
Hare
Dear devotees, if anyone may have questions, comments, reflections, realizations you may want to ask, share, please indicate by using the hand emoji or your physical hand. And you'll be asked to unmute to ask your question or share your reflections, realizations. Well, Prabhuji, like we said, thank you so much for this sacrifice. I have this question. You rightly said, Sri Prabhupada said it several times, many times. Krishna himself also said it, that in order for us to enjoy the higher taste, we have to give up the lower taste.
Yeah.
Now, the problem for many of us is that we believe that the devil you know is better than the angel you do not know. And so lots of us think that if we think the life we are living now is not very sweet, there is a better life, people are afraid to give up what they feel they are enjoying now to go for the higher taste. So in that situation, in fact, as you were talking about it, I was thinking to myself, how did I give up the 4 regulative principles? Because I was doing them all before I became a devotee. How I gave them up, I don't know. So all I can attribute that to is some unimaginable mercy. So I'm wondering how people in general would voluntarily give up the lower taste they are having now to pursue higher taste when they are not sure they're going to actually taste it.
Yeah, the thing is, that's the whole process of Krishna consciousness, that idea is to come to that level. We all try to aspire for that nectar of Krishna consciousness. Even the previous acharyas, the Goswamis, they all said, like, we are searching for that love of God, even though they're on that platform already, because like Prabhupada. But they never said, I have found it. Hey, Braja Devika Chalalite, hey, the Goswamis, they're always saying, where are you, Krishna? Are you in the bank of the Jamuna? Are you under this tree? They're looking for Krishna, even though they are with Krishna. That is their attitude. So similarly, we as devotees, we have to have that kind of understanding that always looking, but to be able to do that, we also need to be humble, humility. So I'm so lowest. I'm so low. Krishna, please help me to purify my heart. Please, Krishna, please help me to chant Hare Krishna nicely. I'm so fallen. To show that we have to express our attitude, devotional spirit to approach Krishna. The Goswamis, they were the highest level, but when they paid their obeisance to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sanatana Goswami, Rupa Goswami, they put a stick in their mouth and they fell on the ground. It's mentioned like a tree. You can hear from down the road the sound of their obeisances, bang on the floor. So I'm just saying this, but right in the beginning, when, like I said before, people join the Hare Krishna, they're feeling ecstasy. And suddenly, like they had that kind of happiness before they joined their devotional life. They're experiencing different type of happiness that you can get from material enjoyment. the Shuddha Shukha, the spiritual subtle happiness that can only come from the heart, not from drugs or just hallucinating. That's not real happiness. Or eating good food, or it's so subtle. Just like Prabhupada is to give the example of the soul. The soul is subtle. We can't see. We are the spirit soul. But the spirit soul, even in the material thing, there's subtleness in it. But the soul is subtler than the subtle. To be able to experience that spiritual happiness, we have to go so deep. We have to be observed in Krishna consciousness. Deha Krishna says we have to take vows. That's why we follow 4 principles. We take vows. Why? Because when you give up material things, then you can get the higher things. You want this, then you have to prepare to give up that. It's in your hand. You drop that, then I can give you better things. So that's what the mother tells the child. I want this, I want that, I want that. They're nagging it. But mother knows what's good for you. It doesn't just give what you really want. You're crying for it, but crying for the wrong thing. So the spiritual master and Krishna, they give us what's good for us. It's not just Krishna will just give. He may give to materialistic person, but for us, we know better. Just like if you want, Prabhupada always give the example of the honey jar. You can see at it, you can talk about it, what it looks like, but unless and until we actually open the jar and drink the honey, you will never know what is honey. Similarly, to be able to experience Krishna consciousness, you have to dive into it. You have to study Prabhupada's books. You have to associate devotees who can enlighten us, who can give us that mercy. So that's why people join. They feel, wow, this is where I want to be. I love it. It's so good. But then we are tested. Challenges come. Wow, and this devotee like that, this, that, so many things, issues come. But then we have to stay in the fire of Krishna consciousness from like when we joined, right through. So it is difficult. Material life is very difficult. It's more difficult than anything. But people are prepared to work hard to get the degree, to go to university. You know how hard to go to another country for visa. They spend so much money. You know, they sacrifice a lot. Family life is so much hardship. It's not easy to grow up children, pay for their tuition, the schooling, just on and on. People have to have so many jobs, a lot of frustration in material life. So sometimes people say, you are Krishna, you're escape from material world. Of course, we want to escape. We don't want to be like a donkey working all day and night and then die like a donkey. So I said, we can, if you have people have family, they have to have hardship because, you know, that's the world. They have to pay for everything. But at the same time, they know what is Krishna consciousness. They're balancing. They know that you can't live on the side of the road. You need material things. A family, you need food, you need a good place to stay. But then we know it's all Krishna's, including our body. So Atma Gyan, everything has to come from knowledge, from studying Prabhupada's books. It's not just neti, we're just talking just one way. Everything has its processes, its systems. Krishna didn't just give us, Krishna didn't tell, hey, just go and live in the street. He said, you can serve me in whatever situation you are in. Griha tako, bane tako, sada hari bale tako. Wherever you are, Griha, or in the forest, sada hari, serve me, chant Hare Krishna. So the idea was to develop the taste, the ruchi for the holy name. The ruchi doesn't come easy. So people, another aspect of this is sometimes people can't take up because they're too attached. That's one thing. And second thing, they may not have the mercy of Krishna or the Vaishnavas. Asirvad, no blessing. But blessing is always there for someone who is enthusiastic. But someone may be not enthusiastic. Not everyone's on the same platform. Some may say, I take my time. I'll do it gradually. I will just, come around and just to take prasadam only. Some of us are really good at that. That's not the only way to go back to Godhead. It's just one way. But then we also have to, just like if we are cooking and some just come to eat, they relish. We don't say, don't eat. You relish the prasadam is good, but somebody has to cook it, somebody has to get the vegetable, somebody has to cut it and cook it, offer to Krishna, so that everyone is equally blessed and not just it'll fall on your plate. So we have to see how to get that mercy. It's not just it's going to fly in onto your plate. I know, spiritual world. Prabhupada had to work hard to make everybody Krishna conscious. He could have sat in Vrindavan and said Hare Krishna. He was perfect. But then, his Guru Maharaj told him, you make the whole world Krishna conscious. You have to go out there, go to a Western country. That's where the most ignorant people live. Go to New York, the worst place, and spread Krishna consciousness. That's where the nectar is. Because we have to go out from our own comfort zone and preach Krishna consciousness. That's where the bliss is. Even someone who joined Krishna consciousness in the beginning, they will know that they're blissful in the temple doing different services. But then when they go out on the street distributing books or Harinam and just being in the street, they feel ecstatic, because actually Krishna consciousness, it started in the street, on the park. Srila Prabhupada started in New York in the park. Because you can have everything, nice temple, but if we are not comfortable within our own association, sometimes devotees bickering with each other, that's because you don't preach. When you preach, you go out and you're totally blissful. You're so engaged. You don't have time to do other things. So to actually be in the fire, like I gave the example of the rusted metal, is rusting away. Our heart is full of dirt. To clear away that, we have to be like the fire, and fire of Krishna consciousness. We don't see night or day. We just, you forget to eat like the Goswamis. So observe. But that will only come. We have to get into it. No prajalpa, just fire of Krishna consciousness. Someone think happiness, avoid that. Just go where there's nectar is. Sometimes people, hey, what's happening? What are you talking about? It's not about Krishna, forget it, don't hear. Be like the bees, always be buzzing around, where is Krishna, where is Krishna? Like Radharani. She was, like the bee, going for Krishna, where is Krishna? She's so observant Krishna, like Nanda Maharaj and Jasoda Devi in this month, Kartik month. They offer the ghee lamp. What's the significance? Just offering ghee lamp. But that's what pleases Krishna. Just a little bit of light. It's that fragrance from ghee. Krishna is attracted through our service. So first of all, to be able to taste that, we have to give the material enjoyment away. Sacrifice. Tapasya. Sacrificial arrangement is for those who want to give up voluntarily, sacrifice for Krishna. That comes from understanding. When people are frustrated, 4 kinds of men, Krishna says, come to me. He said, people who are frustrated, they turn to God. If everything goes well, even ourselves, then we're going to think, I'm going to just sit back and enjoy, because I'm happy. I don't need Krishna. But Krishna, that's why Krishna created birth, death, old age, disease. If we are young forever in the material body, we're never going to turn to Krishna. So when the old age comes, there must be some God. Why am I suffering? Isn't it? So Krishna created these things for our benefit. We ourselves, the soul is eternal. But because we're never going to understand, we're never going to turn to God if there's no suffering. That's why Prabhupada mentioned material pangs of misery is there, because that's going to wake us up. There must be a better place. Now, sasankana vapnoti. Krishna said there's another place where there's no need of sun or moon or electricity. It is self-effulgent. That spiritual world it exists. We can go there. So, but we have to aspire to go there. We attach to our comfort. We attach to material life. enjoyment. It's temporary. It's going to all go one day. Everybody knows that, not just devotees. Like this Mr. Trump in America. So much money he has. He's so wealthy. He's thinking, I'm everything. Everyone look at me. I'm not scared of anyone. He speaks like he's so important. But one day we all have to go. We have to, like, we're going to get old. And all this, everything that we have, things, material things, going to all go. We have to give it up. But Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, that's going to go with us. Because that's our credit. The spiritual credit is to our eternal credit. The love for Krishna, that's going to go with us. All the material things can stay here. So this is the thing. So we can go on talking on this subject. It's a subject itself.
Yeah, thank you so much for the elaborate answer to my question. I've learned a lot from the response, which helps me understand why oftentimes it's difficult for lots of devotees to want to give up the lower taste to chase after the higher taste. Thank you so much. Anadi Dinanam Prabhu, please, you may unmute. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Prabhu, please accept my humble obeisance.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you for gracing our platform once again.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Sadhguru Prabhu, please, if you can kindly put the purport back on the screen so that I may ask my question.
All right.
Okay, then where we're talking about animals, that those does not take to Krishna consciousness, they are low as, I don't know if you...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, only an animal.
Yes, if you can do that. Yes.
Yeah.
An animal or a man who is almost
an animal in behavior can refuse to take an interest in hearing the transcendental message of the Lord.
Okay, thank you. So my question here is, we are not the body, we are spirit soul. That is the ABC of Krishna consciousness. Yep. And I understand also that when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was walking through the forest of Jericho, animals was also dancing to the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So why is it that we oftentimes describe animals so low in understanding transcendental knowledge? And there was even this story that one sage that was walking with his disciple, he threw a Mahaprasad in the water, a fish take it and assume a celestial body at once. But meanwhile, these people, they were devotees, they were human body for so long, but they've been taking this prasad for a very long time. But yet, they find it difficult to understand Krishna consciousness. But this species, they just take the prasadam and assume they are celestial body. So why is it that we oftentimes describe animals as so low in understanding Krishna consciousness? Meanwhile, we are not the body, we are spirit soul. Hare Krishna.
Very good question. I like it. I had a similar question, using the fish, eating fish. Actually, the story of one great devotee in South India, his name is one of the Acharya. He was taking prasadam. What's his name? Forget the name. And he threw the prasadam into a small pond. And the fish ate the prasadam from his hand. And immediately they got the forearm form, flew up in front of everybody. They flew up in the sky, went back to Vaikuntha, this fish. They developed the forearm form and they went back to, spiritual world. Now, We are taking prasadam every day. So I think it's even better for us because we don't want to immediately just fly up. We keep on taking prasadam, and it's good for us that we have more chance to stay here and serve, because Prabhupada don't want to just fly up. We want to, we want to stay here. If everybody, all of us, all the temple is going to be empty and straight away, then who's going to be here to preach Krishna consciousness? That's one of my understanding. So our going back to God, as Prabhupada says, is guaranteed. It's already guaranteed. No need to worry. Krishna is waiting for us. Prabhupada said to Srila Prabhupada, he was giving a talk, and he said to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, and you, Tamal, Krishna's Bhaktivinoda Thakur is waiting for you. So he said to different devotees, Krishna is waiting for us. But we need to stay here, not just fly up like this fish and do our service here. We have to preach. We have a lot of things to do here. Tamal Krishna Maharaj and Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj from Africa, they had to go because Krishna called them. They are not that old, just 50 plus. They still need to be here. There's so much work here to be done. You see Jayapataka Maharaj? He's still in the wheelchair and he's preaching. So this is what I mean. Nectar of Krishna consciousness is there in preaching. Preaching is the essence. But at the same time, the innocency of those fish, that the purity of prasadam description is there, that they go back to Godhead. And also it came from the hand of one of the Acharya. So it's not contradictory, but we know how powerful the prasadam is. So when we give you a plate of prasadam, okay, a big plate that came from deity of Radha Krishna, on the plate there's halava, puri, rasagula, gulab jamun, sabji, different things. He said, no, Prabhu, I want the gulab jamun. I don't want that one. I want the pakora. So we are not actually seeing the purity of the food. We are saying, oh, this is going to be tasty for my tongue. I love this. We're not seeing the purity of the love of the Krishna tasted at each of the preparation. Otherwise, we'll have tears in our eyes. And we take that prasadam with love and purity. We'll feel really good. But we choose, I want this, I don't want that. We are making like what suits us. So we don't have the same purity like the fish had, that innocency. Perhaps those fish, or maybe that's their last birth. They're waiting for Maharaj to give the prasadam. Boom, they go back. For us, we're not ready. We have to stay longer. But like I said, Krishna is waiting for us, but our time is not ready. We have to wait a little bit longer. So everybody is Krishna's there behind everything. It's not as all accidental. There's a reason for everything. You understand? So everything it's all arranged by Krishna. Don't lose faith. Krishna is there for us, no matter what. We have to have that consciousness. We are so lucky that we can go around every day, live to our full life, and take prasadam and preach Krishna consciousness while we are here. We can spend a little bit of time. You go back to God, it is good. But it's more fun here. Well, we don't want to be here, but while we are here, we want to enjoy that fun of preaching Krishna consciousness. You go back to Godhead, everyone's devotee. You can't go and Hari now, hey, Hari Bol. And everybody's devotee. There's no challenges to face with. So there's so much nectar here. But we have to understand that pure prasadam can deliver one instantly, regardless. So perhaps those fish, that's their last birth, that they were going to get prasadam and Maharaj. But for us, our last birth too, but we have to stay here longer. So there's many issues you can talk about. And plus, Krishna consciousness it's a sublime process. We're not that sincere enough. We're not pure enough. We are not innocent enough. We commit offenses. We're not taking it as it's so glorious. Suppose we chant Hare Krishna, hairs to stand and end, tears flow from our eyes every time we chant Hare Krishna. That's the criteria Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, but we're not doing it. But don't worry, we can still be chant. The process of chanting is to make us chant more. So if the tears doesn't compromise, doesn't give up, throw your bead away and forget it. No, we have to continue and finish the course. And one day we will develop the taste. But Krishna wants to see us, our sincerity. Krishna wants to see us, our endeavor. Krishna wants to see us that we continue with the process, that we pass the test. So it's not like fish eat the thing and fly up. We all have to do our test while we're here. So everyone is not on the same level. So we are so fortunate that we can render service and understand and discuss this thing. Nitya Bhagavata Shevaya. Every day we have to hear Bhagavatam. And gradually that ruchi, the taste for holy name, the taste for love from Krishna will gradually appear in our heart. But we have to show that effort that we want to accept Krishna consciousness, take initiation, be humble, accept devotional service with association of devotees. There's so many things like that. Sometimes it's mentioned, some devotees, they come and they never surrender. And some people, they just come instantly, they want to serve Krishna, they take initiation, they take sannyas, they preach quickly because they're into it. Maybe they accept it because that's why they left off from past life. So Krishna says sometime is from previous life too. They're finishing up in this last life because they didn't complete it in the previous life. So they're finishing up this life. So they're showing with all enthusiasm, like the Jara Bharat. When he took his birth, he took birth as a deer, and he knew his mistake. And as a deer, he was going where the sannyasis are, where the sadhus are. He was texting Pusharam. He want to make sure that's not going to make mistake again. So like that. So we are so lucky to knowingly know that my mistake, and we can serve Krishna and then go back to God forever. So there's a lot of things you can actually talk about. Okay?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Anadinandana Prabhu, I hope the answer satisfies your question. And Prabhuji, if I may, go ahead, Anadinandana, what do I say?
No, I say, I'm satisfied with the answer.
Yeah. Prabhuji, if you permit, now I would like to say something a little bit in regards to the beautiful response you gave to this wonderful question. And that is, I think that to every rule there is an exception. So even though it is undeniable that the human body is by nature's design superior to all other bodies because it is the bridge to cross the living entity from this material world to the spiritual world. But like you were saying, there are sometimes certain souls who are given the opportunity to enter into whatever body, and that will be their last breath. It could be human, it could be tree, it could be whatever, but that is what the Lord has agreed with that particular soul. But they are very, very few, and it takes very special souls to make that happen. That will not be the general terms, like Ramanuja's case. It's a very rare situation. Lord Chaitanya chanting in the forest, Prabhupada said that Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Lord. He can do that, but I cannot do that. Srila Prabhupada said that. He says we cannot leave our temple rooms and expect dogs and deers to come in here and worship. They cannot do that. But Lord Chaitanya did that. There is also this great sage, Gautama, who cursed his wife, Ahoya, to become stone because Indra deceived her and had an affair with her. And when she was turned as stone, she was also blessed that the Supreme Lord will touch her in the body of the stone. And Sri Ram touched this stone, and immediately she assumed the form of a Vakuntha resident and went back home, back to Kardec. We also see, there are many, many examples, but they are very, very rare. So I think the general rule is that we human beings are endowed with higher intelligence, and we have to use that intelligence to serve Guru and Krishna. I think Shrimavara Prabhu has his hand up. Prabhu, please, you may unmute. Hare Krishna. We cannot hear you, Shrimavara Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yes.
Yeah, sorry, please. First, I had some interruption. I had a call, and then now, because I'm driving. But anyway, let me just quickly make my contribution. Please accept my humble obeisance, Prabhu. Thank you very much for the delivery, and we are grateful to have you here. Anadini Dana Prabhu's question is very tricky. And I think we may have to, you have actually, especially given the example of Jat Bharat, you have said some of the things I'd wanted to say, but also on the point where why the comparison or why the belittling of animals when we say we are not the body, and even though the animals also sometimes they get the grace faster than humans. So on that point, I want to make some contribution. First is that the comparisons made is to let us know how important the human body is. Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 text 40 mention that a little service done in Krishna's consciousness, and can free us from the greatest type of danger. And in the purpose, Srila Prabhupada said the greatest type of danger is falling into animal species again.
Yeah.
So it is very, very a serious matter being in animal body. It's an ignorant kind of condition of life, and well, their karma is that they continue to rise up from one body to another, and they have to go through so many cycles of different bodies before they can even attain human life. So that is not very favorable condition. So we cannot desire that. So what the scripture is saying is to make us understand the importance of human life. In all scriptures, human body is considered to be very, very special. So that we have to understand. And like Prabhu rightly mentioned, there are also exceptions to the rule. A fish got prasad, and it was transformed into a celestial body. Well, you cannot tell what is the what kind of fish it is. It's not that all fishes could do that, but that particular fish we don't know its story. So just like the example of Jat Bharat, it became a deer, and you may look at the deer and think it's an ordinary deer, but it's not an ordinary deer. So we may not be able to use that because that's an exception to the story, to the case of animals getting mercy. Yeah. So anyway, this is just some few little contribution I want to make. Thank you very much for allowing me. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's a very good point. You raised it. There's as you know, there are exceptional cases, just like when people, sometimes the student,
which has been generated.
Yeah, sometimes the students, when they are studying, some students, they get scholarship because they are especially smart. So not every student gets a scholarship. So similarly, also want to give this example. And also when Lord Krishna was tied to the stone by Mata Jashoda, and there's two trees, Nala Kuvera and Manigriva, and they got delivered because Krishna pulled them from the tree's body into human body, the body of a demigod. So only Krishna and pure devotees, they have the power to liberate special people, and they were not ordinary people also. So this very good, we talked about these things, are very, very good points for us to understand. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for in the first place being here. Being here in itself is so glorious, and again sharing with us Nectarian Shri Krishna Katha from the Bhagavatam and in the assemble of devotees. Somehow, Guru and Krishna, they're helping us in so many ways that every day we're getting closer and closer to Shri Krishna by getting together here and hearing from the Srimad Bhagavatam and hearing from souls like your humble self. I just want to remind devotees that at least on the record, revered speaker for today is the youngest disciple of Srila Prabhupada. So if we look into Srila Prabhupada's disciples who are still here with us, he's definitely the youngest because he was given initiation at such an age, talking about exceptions. He was given initiation when he was 90 years old, which does not happen. So it is a very great honor that Prabhuji will have the association from time to time. And we pray that we will also have a little bit of commitment as you exemplify in trying to please Srila Prabhupada's mission. Because you just came from Harinam Sankirtan, you have to take shower, take little rest, and by 2 o'clock in the morning, you are here. I know, like in the US here, when people are running to become president, they ask the respective representatives, are you ready for the 2 o'clock in the morning call? Because that is the best time to sleep, you know? And when you are having good sound of sleep and you receive call to get up, it's painful, but here you are. To be here 2 o'clock means that you should have been up at least by 1:30, you know, to get ready to be here. So we are eternally grateful to you. And devotees, if no one has anything to say or to ask, then we may ask our Prabhuji to give his concluding remark to today's Sangha, and we will bring this to a final closure. So Prabhuji, you may give us a concluding remark to today's wonderful Krishna Katha, please.
Yeah, it was really nice because Krishna consciousness is not just one way. This is why Shravanam Kirtanam. Somebody, the speaker speaks and the person is hearing, we equally benefited. We talk about Krishna, you are hearing about Krishna. So we both are equally benefiting by glorifying Krishna's glories. And we talk a lot of things today. And these issues are, particularly for us, to beginners, to practice Krishna consciousness. But we know these things, how important it is to come to that devotional platform, to give up material desires. I mean, everyone's having a hard time with these things. But that's the good thing. If everything is so easy, then we're going to have a easy platform. But definition of love of serving Krishna is to accept that hardship. Love of Krishna it's not cheap. We have to work for it. And so, and it's like our spiritual master Srila Prabhupada, he worked for it. Which is why we have, ISKCON and Krishna consciousness now to its full bliss, and all the temple, everything is so nice. It's because that person worked for it, worked hard, Srila Prabhupada. So we have to have that mood of our Guru. I see all our sannyasis, they're not sitting around, they're always traveling. It's not easy to travel. He puts our schedule away. So this is the conclusion, that we have to make that step of surrender and go forward despite any difficulties. And at the end, we're going to get Krishna consciousness. It's already there. We just have to, waiting for, time to come. But we have to believe, we have to be in it to get it. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. And with that, dear devotees, we're going to humbly request you all to kindly unmute yourselves, and we all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra to express our appreciation to our revered uncle, great uncle to some of us, our deepest appreciation. Jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you very much.
Panchakapatarubhyascha, Kripasandubhya evacha, Etanam Pavanabhevyo, Vaishnavevyo, Namo Namaha. Jai.
Prabhu ki jai.
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
All brothers and Vaishnava devotees ki jai.